So I have a personal question for
Sure.
you. At what point did you feel like there was a struggle for you that you didn't know if you were going to be able to continue in comics? Because you said you were working two jobs, and was there ever a moment where it was like a low point for you in comics, and you said, maybe comics isn't for me. Maybe I should just pack it up and say, I shouldn't do this anymore.
Sure. I talk about this at length in Right or Wrong, the first Right or Wrong book, the only Right or Wrong book at the moment. But when I was just getting started, I had met my first artist, Brian Bendis. I grew up in Ohio, and Brian Michael Bendis was another journalist who grew up in Ohio in Winter Comics. And when I was first getting started on this journey, again, I kind of parlayed my way. I almost tricked my way into an interview with Axel Alonso at Vertigo, and I said, I know I can write. And I just told him, I said, I know I can write really, really well. What do I have to do to get into an anthology like Flinch, which was this old horror anthology at Vertigo? And I said, do I send scripts in? What do I do? And Axel Alonso told me, well, I won't read a script, but I'll read a comic. Find an artist to draw a script, and I would read it. I said, thank you, sir. So, but that's not true. I didn't say thank you. I said to him, okay, well, I'm working right now. I'm just out of college. I really don't have a lot of money. I said, my problem is I don't have the ability to really pay an artist, what they need to draw a story. And he said something that changed my life. And he goes, now this is again a dated reference, but he goes, do you like music? I'm like, oh yeah. I said, I actually did music journalism for years. And he said, do you have a big CD, you have like a stereo or a CD collection? I go, yeah, actually I have a really nice stereo system, because I listen to my CDs on all the time. For those at home, CDs are those things you would put music on before you stole it from the internet. It was like on this piece of plastic and you listen to it that way. So I go, yeah, I got a lot of CDs. And he goes, oh, so you have money. It's just a matter of how you're spending it. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
I said, next time we see him on a comic. So long story short, I went to another convention and I went to talk to Brian Bendis. He had just launched this Spider-Man reboot of some sort. That was supposed to be a big deal. Ultimate Spider-Man, right? It became this biggest thing, And he just launched Powers. And I talked to him and I said, hey, you're a guy from Ohio who started in journalism like I did, and you write in comics. I want to do that. I said, how do you meet artists? And he directed me to his old Jim's World for him. And he said, hey man, I get it. And he goes, I'm there. I have a thread. You can go there. You can meet artists. Long story short, I met my first artist. We clicked. We were going to do a short story together. And I fell into a situation where I had to do a lot of home repair. I literally fell through the floor in my house. And I kind of flaked out for a while. I didn't get back to the artist. I was embarrassed. I had to get another, get a second job, do all this house repair and things like that. And then the next thing I know, I kind of get out of this financial mess I'm in, and I realize it's been about 6 months and I never emailed that artist back. I'm like, man, Dirk, you had your chance and you blew it. I emailed the artist anyway. About 6 months later or so, maybe longer than that, and I said, hey man, this is what happened to me. I apologize. I know we talked about doing a story together. And he said, look, I get it. Let's just move forward. We did. He drew the first ever Nightmare World story, and here we are. But I thought at that time, when everything was falling apart on me, that I was done. And what I tell writers and creators all the time, the most important thing is you will be tested in this journey. Stay in touch with people. Don't flake out. Just talk to people. If I was gonna pay you $400 to do a cover, and you're a higher end artist, and then all of a sudden my transmission goes out, I just have to go to you and say, look, man, I apologize. I still would like to work with you. I can't afford it at this time. I'd like to stay in touch, and then maybe we can revisit this later.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's it.
No, that's something really important. Is it's about people and it's about communication and just being upfront and realistic with there's nothing people haven't kind of seen before. And people get embarrassed and people
Right.
go, oh no, like my problems are the end of the world. I don't have a floor right now. And,
Right.
and people kind of always are going through something and you just don't know what it is. So you just kind of have to be patient and be respectful. And sometimes It can work with artist-writer, or it can work with writer-artist where you're waiting for pages and go, hey, listen, is this gonna happen or is this not gonna happen?
Absolutely.
And I think it's important to do that.
Yeah, just talk to people. You know, people are people. If I quit making comic books tomorrow, one of the biggest takeaways that's been so amazing is the friendships I've got to make with so many amazing people.
Yeah.
You know, again, growing up in Ohio and now kind of almost living on the road, there are so many people that people all over the world. I have friends in Italy and Ireland and all over that I work with. You know, I never would have met these people were not for comic books. And the relationships you get to have, and there's not to get all philosophical, but you know, this journey of life, and you know, the friends you can make in this industry and things like that. And then sometimes you become friends with people that were your heroes, and then now they're your peers, you know. And
That's
but the
our
key
work,
is
that's
just
growth.
just communication. Just talk to people and enjoy the journey.